Lame boss battles are all too common in video games. Too often are we told to attack the glowing weak point, or run around to avoid the falling fireballs indicated by the circles on the ground. That's why it's important to give props to the games that do a little more with their boss battles. The ones that truly make an effort to make their boss battles feel appropriately epic.
Final, ultimate, legendary, Earth power, super max, justice, future, miracle, dream, beautiful, galaxy, big bang, little bang, sunrise, starlight, infinite, fabulous, totally final,
Red?
wonderful arrow!
Red?
With that said, here are the top 5 boss battles of 2013. Number 5. Deathstroke, Batman Arkham Origins. Fighting against a villain with hand-to-hand abilities that are equal to that of Batman himself is a rarity in the Arkham games, which is why Deathstroke was such a cool battle in Arkham Origins. Deathstroke was just as likely to counter your attacks as you were to counter his, and he put his full arsenal of weapons to use. Guns, staffs, swords, flash bombs, grapple hooks, everything was on display, and the result was a boss battle that was as much fun to play as it was to watch unfold. Number 4. Hecatoncheires, God of War Ascension. First there was a Hydra battle in God of War, then there was the Colossus of Rhodes in God of War 2, Poseidon in God of War 3, and now we have the Hecatoncheires in God of War Ascension. It's a serious tradition to make the first chapter of a God of War game as unbelievably epic as possible, and the battle against the Hecatoncheires did not disappoint. Taking place all over the prison of the Damned and spanning multiple fights against different body parts of the hundred-handed giant, the boss fight was especially notable for being, first and foremost, epic with a capital E, but also for providing some interesting scenarios for Kratos fighting, such as being inside a cube that kept on being flipped by the Hecatoncheires each time with new enemies falling out to fight against. Also for that insanely violent ending. Number 3. Warning! Last of Us spoilers in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
How did you do it?
David, The Last of Us. Sure, the fight against David may lack in the extravagance factor when compared to something like God of War Ascension, but what this boss battle lacks in flair, it makes up for with unparalleled tension. Players take control of Ellie inside of a restaurant and must focus on keeping quiet and staying out of sight as a justifiably pissed off cannibal searches for her. Players must move from cover to cover, while paying careful attention not to make noise by stepping on the shards of ceramic plates, as they stalk David and wait for that small window of opportunity to stab him in the back and hope to God that he doesn't turn around. Number 2. Gigaguji, Wonderful 101. Trying to choose just one battle from the Wonderful 101 is as hard as telling someone which of your 5 adorable husky puppies you love the most. The game is jam-packed with some of the most spectacular boss battles you'll ever find in video games, but ultimately I went with the battle against the Gigagujin, specifically the final phase. Why? Look at it! It's Punch-Out with giant robots! But beyond that, the battle against the Gigagujin is challenging without ever being too frustrating. And while the game forces you to figure out for yourself what the best way to counter each of the boss's attacks are, it's always fun to figure it out, which is sometimes a problem that Wonderful 101 faces in other battles against new enemies.
Unite, morph!
Number 1.
Must you really fight? Don't interfere. This is between us. And it ends here. Okay. Let's dance!
Jetstream Sam, Metal Gear Rising. First off, let's just take some time to enjoy that music. Let's face it, any of the Metal Gear Rising boss battles could have made this list. But my favorite of the pack is easily the battle against Jetstream Sam. It's basically the fight that the whole game had been leading up to, and it did not disappoint. Extremely fast-paced, appropriately difficult, and sufficiently badass. Jetstream Sam is a true test of your skills, and the culmination of everything you've learned in the game up to that point, which is what all great boss battles should strive to be. So there you have it, the top 5 boss battles of 2013. Now is the time where you tell us how wrong we are. What did we miss? Let us know in the comments, and if you enjoyed this video, please do us a favor and like it, comment on it, and subscribe to it. Wait, subscribe to us. There you go, subscribe to us. Thanks for watching, guys.